Picture this. You're having a discussion with a coworker about a project, and they see things differently than you do. Things get a bit heated, voice start to rise, and start to feel like an argument is about to break out. Then your colleague suddenly says, "You don't get it. You do not understand where I'm coming from." What should you do? Conflict is something we all deal with, whether it's at work, home, or anywhere else. We each have different backgrounds and personalities. When it comes time to share our thoughts or suggestions about reaching a particular goal, those differences in upbringing and values really come into play. And so when conflict happens, what's the best way to handle it? Should you try to avoid it? Or is it better to face it head on? Hi, I'm Eli Aringay. I'm a lawyer, homeschooling dad, EQ advocate, speaker, writer, musician, and a life coach. I want to use this space to share my thoughts on how to intentionally live a meaningful life and help you determine how to find purpose and balance in everything that you do. In this video, I'm going to talk about conflict and how to handle it in a professional way. I've got 6 tips that can help you deal with conflict in your everyday life, no matter where it comes up. Keep in mind that these are just some ideas and you can definitely add your own and adjust them to fit your current situation. While this is not an all-inclusive list, I really think these suggestions can help you turn conflicts into something positive and even build better relationships with people. Number 1, think of conflict as a chance for positive change. This is a mindset. Conflict is something that happens in life and is completely unavoidable. Unless you're living on a deserted planet by yourself, you're going to encounter conflict. But here's the upside. Dealing with conflict can help you connect with people. If you approach it at the right way, it can really open your eyes to both others and yourself. Conflict shows you who people really are and gives you a glimpse into your own character as well. Number 2, never aim to win an argument. I picked this up from Jefferson Fisher in his book, The Next Conversation. He points out that it's a trap to think that you need to win every time. When you're just focused on winning, you can end up losing a lot more, like the other person's trust and respect. Instead, try to see arguments as a chance to understand what the other person is going through. Unless you want to completely cut ties and lose the chance to connect with others, winning an argument shouldn't be your main priority. Number 3, stick to the facts. Most people don't really argue about the facts. They are more concerned about their identity. And when you disagree with them, they often see it as a threat, thinking it's not just about what they're saying, but you're against them personally. So try to focus on the facts instead. If they start to wander off topic, bring the conversation back to what really matters, to the main point. And this main point is usually about the facts, not about the personality of the other party. Aim to be as objective as you can. Number 4, intently listen. Focusing on the facts is the rational part, but intentional listening is all about the emotional connection. Try to listen to understand, not just to come back with your own response. And we all do it. Pretend to listen while our minds race ahead to what we want to say next. So make an effort to look the person in the eyes. Pay attention to both their body language and yours. Ask questions and repeat some of the main points they've made to show that you're actually tuning in. Don't be afraid to clarify things as well. Remember, you can't resolve conflict when both people are talking at once. If you really focus on listening, the other person is likely to pick up on that vibe and start listening more intentionally too when it's your turn to speak. Number 5, use disarming statements. Disarming statements is all about acknowledging how someone is feeling without necessarily agreeing with them. For instance, if someone says, "You don't understand where I'm coming from," you could say, "You're right, I don't. I'd really like to listen and understand your point of view better." And watch how they immediately ease up. It also helps to name the emotions. When someone is upset, you might say, "I can see you're upset," or "I can tell you're frustrated," or "It seems like you're disappointed with how this conversation is going." By putting a name to their feelings, you show that you get where they are coming from, recognizing that their reaction may be more about their personal feelings than just the facts. Lastly, and number 6, take the higher road. The world already has plenty of noise and loud voices, so try to be the calm one in the mix. You'd be amazed at how someone can go from angry and tense to calm just because you took the time to speak softly. If they throw something explicit, you don't have to fire back with a curse. Just take the higher road. And this isn't about being weak though. You can still make your point firmly while keeping it chill. Sometimes the most powerful things that you can say are the ones that you say softly. So there you have it. When dealing with conflicts, when you yourself is in the midst of a discussion wherein conflict is apparent, practice these things. Number 1, have the mindset that conflict can pave the way for positive changes. Number 2, never win an argument. Number 3, stick to the facts. Number 4, intently listen. Number 5, use disarming statements. And number 6, take the higher road by being the calm voice in the room. Again, these aren't all the ways to effectively handle a conflict, but I found that these tips can help cool things down and turn a heated discussion into something meaningful and productive for everyone involved. If this video helped you out, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also, feel free to share this video so others can benefit from what I just talked about. Catch you in the next video.